Hi, my name is John, and it's been 0 days since I've looked up an E36 on Craigslist.
This thing is a freaking monster.
Welcome to 91 Octane Garage. Of course, behind me is a brand new E36, at least brand new to me. Of course, we bought one. We paid $13,000 for it. But what level of box did we get? This means we have to go in the good and the bad and the ugly. But let's start with the good. First, it's a clean title car. It's an all California car, which means no rust at the very least, and it passed smog for those who care about that. It came with 2 working keys, which is pretty rare for a car this age. I already lost the second key, but it has working keyless entry. Another plus, if anyone's bought a used E36, you know that most of the time the leather interior is worn, and at least the driver's seat is usually split to nothing. But the interior on this car is pristine. It's a little suspicious, maybe just because it's a California car, I don't know. This car would also be considered low miles. At 123,000 miles, it's basically brand new. Now, as for the lights, there is an airbag light on, which is common for all E36s. I mean, everyone I've ever owned has one on, but the check engine light is not on, and the car runs like a champ. Now, some of you have owned E36s before, so you're familiar with the 5th gear lean. This car does not have it. I don't have to do the detent pins. All I have to do is replace the shift knob, clearly. Now, it is equipped with a very stout suspension. It feels fresh. It's got Bilstein shocks with H&R springs and the usual strut bar. You guys have all seen it before. I'll probably end up removing it and replacing it with something else, but for now, at least it feels good. Now, the listing stated that the sunroof didn't work, as with most cars of this age, but it was just unplugged. Look at this. And arguably the greatest detail of all, it's an E36 M3. What's not to like? What's not to like? What's not to like? What's not to like? Now, unfortunately, that is where the good ends, and here is where the bad begins. I mean, look at this, look at this. It's just peeling off. And these door cards are hanging on by a miracle. As expected and presented by all memes for BMWs in history, the car leaks. I mean, it's basically a faucet at this point. Now, although this is bad, it did help me with the negotiations because I could hear it when I bought it, but the mid-pipe has a huge hole in it. And these windows have a mind of their own. This is not on purpose. Gonna get there. And the windshields don't work, but I'm in Cali, so who cares? And now we move from the bad and into the ugly. I'll admit, in my younger years, I was also guilty of this, but I learned the error of my ways and I'm now reformed, and I'm here to say, please don't do this anymore. Just go back to your OEM emblems. Now, clearly someone failed turning this into a race car in some time prior because the interior was stripped and then rebuilt by the previous owner, but there are still quite a few pieces missing. And I mean, you guys know this one. Does anybody have Elmer's glue? I think that'll help. And now the million-dollar question. Is it worth it? Well, that depends on your level of pain tolerance. Now, if you're handy with the wrench, you could easily turn this into a car a nostalgia-ridden millennial would pay you $20K for. In the end, when it's all said and done, you're probably going to spend $20K either way. But if you're like me and you enjoy the grueling torture of spending way too much money and way too much time wrenching on a car that you might potentially get off jack stands in about 8 to 9 months, then yeah, go look for a deal and get yourself a wrencher. Otherwise, you might want to reconsider. I've actually never seen this problem before. Like, I need to look up how to fix it. I might just remove these things. Oh, we got it. We got it.